Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you my absolute favorite recipe for chocolate chip cookies. I'm also going to show you how I prep the cookie dough to freeze for future use and how to bake them off, whether it's on a piece of parchment paper or in a cute little skillet. So sit tight and let's do this. Okay, let's go over the ingredients. First, you will need half a cup of butter or 2 sticks, that's unsalted, 1 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of granulated sugar, 2 large eggs at room temperature, 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of bread flour, a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a heaping teaspoon of instant espresso powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I usually like to do about 3 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chunks, but today I am going to do a cup and a half of bittersweet chocolate chips and a cup of milk chocolate chips. Okay, I have my stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment. I am just going to add my butter and my sugars. My butter is nice and soft, and it is, if I didn't mention it earlier, it's unsalted. I add my brown sugar. And I am going to beat this until the butter and the sugar is nice and fluffy. Start it off on low and then I'll bring it up to high, or about a medium speed. Okay, even though I have this flex edge beater, I still like to scrape the sides to make sure I get every single bit. I'm going to now add the vanilla. And once that's incorporated, I will add the eggs one at a time. That's 1. And then 2. I'm going to scrape that bottom again. Now I'm going to quickly whisk the flour mixture. It's going to be kind of hard in this little bowl. Now I'm going to put the mixer on low, and I'm going to slowly add the flour, and I will mix it only until it's just incorporated. You do not want to overmix the flour. And I just use my hands. And I'm just going to mix it up with my spatula. Now I'm going to add the 2 cups of chocolate chips. And I'm just going to do a quick mix in the mixer. And then I'll do the rest by hand. So here it goes, turning it back on low. And then I will put in the cup of milk chocolate. And that's it. And I just like to mix the rest by hand, just to be safe. So I added about 2 cups of chocolate chips. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. And there's your cookie dough, guys. So what I like to do is freeze these for at least 24 hours before baking it off, and I'll show you how I do that. To prep your cookie dough for freezing, I just line a cookie sheet with parchment paper, and I get a little ice cream cookie scoop right here. This is about 2 tablespoons, and then I just scoop my dough into little balls onto the cookie sheet. And I just fill up this whole tray with cookie dough. So I'm gonna do a few more here. Plop. And obviously you can do this with any size cookie scoop you want, but this is my size of choice whenever I make this cookie dough. So I'm gonna fill up this tray and I will bring you back once I'm done. Okay, so I moved the cookie dough to a half sheet pan. It was just easy for me to maneuver, but I scooped about 32 balls of dough, whoopsie. And now I'm gonna put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes so that this can partially freeze, and then I'll be able to put it in a Ziploc bag for storage. Okay guys, here is my frozen cookie dough. It was actually in the freezer a little bit longer than 10 minutes. When I checked on it at the 10-minute mark, it was still pretty soft. So I actually squeezed in a workout and it was about 35 minutes long. So this was in the freezer, whoopsie, for almost an hour, and it is pretty firm. And I feel comfortable putting it in a little Ziploc bag, and this is how I store it. So after I freeze it, partially freeze it, I mean, it's still a little bit soft, but it's firm enough where if I put it in this bag, the shape won't be disturbed and it will stay in scoop form. And it'll just freeze all the way through overnight. Okay, so here are 32 scoops of cookie dough in a 1-gallon freezer Ziploc bag, and it's great if you could just put the date that you filled the bag up or made the cookie dough, the temperature of the oven that you need to preheat it at or bake it off at, and the duration of time it needs to bake for. So if you want to give it to someone as a gift, this would be perfect, but I'm actually going to keep it for us because we need to cook it for Santa on Christmas Eve.
Can I bring to that school?
No, baby. All right, so I'm gonna freeze this overnight. I like to chill it for at least 24 hours. You don't have to put it in the freezer, but I am gonna go ahead and do that. And then I will bake it off tomorrow and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, my dough has chilled for 24 hours. And so I wanted to bake a couple off to show you what they look like. My oven has been preheated to 350 degrees. And I also want to show you what they would look like in these little cute skillets. I love these skillets. I've made brownies in them. I mean, they're just fun to have. The only thing is that they're really hot after you bake them off. So anyways, I normally put a little bit more cookie dough than that, but I'm just gonna leave it as is, and I will bake this off for about 12 to 15 minutes. I am gonna slide this in the oven and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. So here's the finished product. I'm a little disappointed because it's not as fluffy as I like them to be. So might need one more day to chill. But I like to top it off with fleur de sel, and it just kind of cuts the sweetness of the cookie. And with the skillet, I actually like to put a scoop of ice cream on top while it's still warm, so it's so super yummy. Let me show you up close. This is the downside of using a skillet. You can't touch the, because it's still hot. But that's what it looks like, so super yummy. And I love the edges because it's nice and caramelized. Yum. And so, like I said, I'm a little disappointed because it didn't fluff up like it normally does. This cookie fluffs up really nicely, especially after you chill it for a couple of days. But I really wanted to show you what it looked like baked off. And so if you like a thin and crispy cookie, obviously you can bake it off right away. But if you like a little bit fluffier, definitely chill it for a little bit. Let me just pick it up. Oh, a little sad. Because it's such a pretty cookie once it chills for a little bit. But anyway, these are it. They are the best cookies I've ever had in my life. I promise you. They are nice. I like a crisp and chewy cookie, and that's exactly what these are. Yum. I'm not good at finding you in the camera. Yummy. I'm awful at this. So I think I'll post another video tomorrow of what it looks like after the dough has chilled for 48 hours. And hopefully it fluffs up like it normally does. Again, if you like a thin and crispy cookie, and this is, you know, your preference, definitely don't chill it. You can bake it off right away, and it'll be the perfect texture. These look a little undercooked to me. I like it to be a little bit more baked. But I hope you try this recipe and let me know what you think. And if you have any suggestions on what can, on how to make this cookie recipe better, please let me know. I love to hear all feedback. Anyways, guys, it is about 8:15 p.m. It's time for me to work out. So I will talk to you another time. Bye.